How y'all doing? So I wanted to make a quick video about just something that I've been saying to like my student athletes for the longest time and other people in general. Do what you're supposed to even when no one's looking. The importance of that statement is to make sure that you're always doing the work that's needed to improve, to sharpen your skills, to get better at what you do. I especially said it to my athletes for especially those days when I wasn't there. It might be a day where I just was too tired or had an appointment, couldn't make it to practice on time or anything like that. I would tell them to do what they need to do. And I said, listen, you have to do what you're supposed to do even when no one's looking. This was inspired by a wrestler. One of my early days of coaching, a wrestler was just running. And he was just doing his miles, cutting his weight, doing what he needed to make sure that he stayed underweight. I think he was, man, I forgot where he's from or why his name. I think his name was like Texas or something like that, or Houston. I don't know. But he was doing the work that needed to be done to make sure that he could make weight and be good at his craft. Be good at his actual, like, his what's it called? His actual sport. You know, he was an athlete, but he was doing what was needed to ensure that he could win. And a lot of people don't do this. I was having a great conversation with my very good friend, my brother, and his wife. And we were just talking even about just education and saying things to people. I won't really get into the details or anything like that. But what you see a lot is that people don't want to teach others around them. They want to keep everything close to the vest. It's almost to the point where they don't even talk to their own children. In some cases, even in my family, my dad, he would talk to us and talk about stuff, but then there'd be some things that, like, my brother wouldn't say, or my sister probably wouldn't say. And then even sometimes my mom, she wouldn't say certain things. And it'd be like, okay. But my dad, an entrepreneur since before I was even, way before I was born. He's been running his business like 40-something years, I think, just doing cabinetry work. And he showed us one or two things in terms of just doing it and telling us what to do when we were at certain customer houses and stuff like that. But I see even in my own family where we just don't talk about certain things. We keep everything somewhat like a secret. But then I see the level of success, what we do in business and things like that. And it's just like, why not share that? Why not share that information with the younger person in your family? I always talk about the things that I do. Talk about it too much. You guys see the numbers that I'm talking about, even my own portfolio, how much I get paid, my debts, all that. You guys, I'm totally open with it. I'm open source with it, if we're going to talk, a computer guy talking. But I believe in the power of open source, not just because it has given me so much, it's free software, but I believe in the power of open source because when you're open source and you're putting your information out there, putting certain things and thoughts and ideas out there, then it can be challenged. It could be quote unquote peer reviewed. Other people can look at it and say, hey, that doesn't make any sense. Other people can look at it and says, yo, listen, that's a great idea. But I think we need to make this one refinement and tweak. Then you can go on to the next level, taking constructive criticism. Also, knowing when to say, hey, listen, I know you don't like this idea and I know you think it's not that great. I'm still going to do it anyway. But that's another thing. And definitely that's something that you have to learn over time. And even I've had to get better with over the years. So doing the work that needed to be done, even when no one is looking, is extremely important. Because we often don't do what we're supposed to do unless somebody's over us. A coach, a parent, a boss. We have to do all this work when we have to do this work underneath someone else. This is why a lot of people aren't good entrepreneurs. This is why a lot of people talk a good game about business, but when it comes to it, they can't execute. I used to talk about execution all the time. It was my favorite word. The kids used to make fun of me in terms of my athletes. The last game, I gave a little speech, and it was just really about execution. I said, we went over all this stuff. This is the last game of the season. Y'all should be perfect. At this point, if you don't know it, I don't know what to tell you. I think I said this in a previous video. I definitely said this in a previous video. Last game of the season, one of my defensive linemen looks at me, yo, coach, that shit you talking about with the angles actually works. And I was just like, oh God. I was like, hey, I just laughed and I was like, I'm glad you finally got it. But what we often don't do, even in our own lives, in our professional lives, we just don't do the work that needs to be done when no one's looking. The billing, the advertising, marketing, making connections with people, following up with people, doing what's necessary to ensure that, hey, this business continues so you can actually make stronger relationships. I just went to a seminar today, a financial seminar with somebody I knew from high school. I think he semi-recognized. He recognized me, but it's like I never rolled with him like that too much. But, you know, it was cordial. Everything was good. And he had a great seminar. And the things that he said in there, I already knew. But it's like he said it in, he affirmed a lot of things, confirmed a lot of things, and then even explained and solidified a lot of things that I already knew. And I was just like, whoa, that's good. That's a great perspective. That's how you look at it. And it was definitely, it's like one thing to know these things, but then to hear it from somebody else polished, like it's beautiful. And I think he did a great job, and hopefully I can actually get him on the channel. I talked to him about it, so hopefully he can actually make time for that. And definitely, you know, he says, hey, listen, man, I'm willing to do it for free. And I'm like, nah, man, you got to get some money from me, at least something. So I'm definitely going to try and put that together and get that going for you guys, and probably even another 1 or 2 interviews, talking with somebody who actually works in kitchen tops, granite countertops and things like that, granite, marble, and all that other stuff. So hopefully I can, he doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to go ahead and try and give him a call and see if he can do a quick little interview, because he's talking to me about like, hey, listen, man, I'm ready to pay a dude $60,000 a year if they already know something, just to get into granite countertops. If you're in Miami, Florida area, I know somebody, drop a little something in the comments. This guy's ready to pay. This guy needs workers. All you have to do is be consistent. Like, dead ass, be consistent. You be consistent, you're gonna get money. Like, he's like, I have so much work, I have to turn it away, and I don't have enough workers. Just be consistent. I mean, like, we're literally living in this time where there's work out there and people just don't want to do it, and they don't want to be consistent with it. It's actually absolutely disgusting. It's kind of crazy. But that requires you to do the work when no one's looking, to ensure that you're waking up on time, making sure you have your meals ready, doing all the things that's necessary, going to bed on time. Yeah, man, listen, if you want to get this money and you have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be at work at 6:30, you know, depending on your commute, you're going to have to wake up. You're going to have to go to sleep and have proper rest so that you can actually do the work or conduct yourself properly while you're on the job site. Some people aren't ready for that. But that requires a level of consistency in work, and actually the work that you have to do when no one's looking to actually make those improvements. Well, I hope this has been helpful. I don't want to talk too much. I'm not going to lie. I went to my favorite bake shop, got some guava cookies and some milk. It's about to go down. I did a 4.5 mile walk today, by the way. Got down, I'm still at 320. I've been bouncing and fluctuating. I can't wait to get back home, be back in Georgia and chilling out, watching, you know, the sunset over the lake and everything like that. And get back to actually working out. You know, I'm missing my deadlifts. I'm missing my little, I'm probably going to start integrating front squats and everything like that. You know, I've been eating, you know, the salads at Wawa, which are great, but hey, listen, man, we got to get back, man. We got to get to the road. With 30 pounds down, went from 350, now I'm at 320. We're trying to get 100 pounds down, man. So we're looking at 220, really 200 if I want to actually get in the right levels per the BMI. We'll see how that looks, because I've been down to like 260 before, and I never liked how I look. But I also need to get better with, I need to really incorporate, like, you know, working out a little bit more. That I was doing a lot of cardio, doing a little bit of workout, but now I got a home gym. We got to tighten up and get swole on these bitches. But that will also require me to do the work when no one's looking. But even when somebody else is looking, I'm still going to be eating these cookies in a second, man. It is what it is. Y'all have a nice one, man. Thanks so much for listening. I appreciate you all. Peace.